Hi guys, and welcome to today's art class. Today we are doing the first drawing from our fairy tale packet, which I am so excited for. I love fairy tales, and so I snuck a lot of Disney stuff in there. So let's get started because we are drawing Elsa today. Woo! I'm so excited to draw Elsa with you guys. So let's start off by putting our names. I'm using my pencil and my eraser as always. And step number one is drawing the head. Now we're going to draw the head kind of big. We're going to kind of make her look like a bobblehead or kind of like a Funko Pop toy, just so that we can get all the details of her face. So watch. We are going to do one big U shape. And I'm using my whisper lines. And look how big I made this U shape, guys. It's pretty big. Okay? Step number one. Now, step number two is drawing the hairline of her braid, because we're drawing her when her hair is still up in her braid. So I'm going to draw a line up and curving to touch the top of the headline. And this is going to be her hair. And then whoop, and touch that line. Okay? I'm going to just fix this up real quick. Beautiful. Okay. Now, step number three is a little tricky. We're going to draw her eyes and we're going to draw part of her hair that's going to look a little bit silly, but believe me, it'll be okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I am going to draw where my eyes are going to be. So I'm going to take my pencil and draw a line across this kind of heart shape, which is her face. That's going to be where my eyes are, and it should be right in the middle of your heart shape. We're going to draw two ovals. Now make sure you have room on either side and make sure you have room in the middle for the nose. But you want your eyes to be pretty big. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make lemon shapes. I'm going to start at this bottom part of the oval, whoopsies, and draw it up. Make it, this is kind of dark because these are her, like her eyelashes and the outline of her eye. And then I'm going to bring it up and around, okay? And then I'm going to do it to the other side. I'm going to start at this bottom corner, go up and kind of color it in, make it a little bit thick, and then go down and around. So there you have your Elsa eyes. Okay, now we need to add her hair. And her hair, we're going to go above, right above that point. We're going to start, whoa, why is my pencil breaking so much? Okay, we're going to go up and make a big loop around and come down. This is going to kind of be part of her braid. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Okay. Now, they also have these little kind of curves coming up from that heart shape, out of that heart shape that kind of shows the hair like swooping. So we can do that as well. Okay, step number four is drawing in the eyeballs, the eyebrows, the eyeballs, the bangs, and part of her hair. So let's start with the eyeballs. We are going to make the iris, which is the colored part first, and we're going to make it so that it's really big so that you don't have a lot of the white there. So almost make a circle or even bigger than a circle going outside. Like if this were a real circle, it would go all the way up here, but it is not. Okay, now we're going to draw the little circle, the pupil. That's going to be the black part inside. And then the smallest circle for the highlight or the reflection. And then get the eye shape how you want it. Beautiful. Now we're going to give her eyebrows. I'm going to do two little like curves, just like right where the white of the eye would start. And then we're going to bring it into a point. Now if you just want to draw a line for her eyebrow, that's okay. Okay. They also drew some eyelashes. Okay. Now for the bangs, they did these little like triangle points. Okay. And for the top, it's kind of like the letter M. You're going to go further out than the headline where this head comes. You're going to go further out and you're going to go whoop, or like a cowboy hat. It kind of looks like she's wearing a cowboy hat. Okay. So we finished step number 4. Step number 5 is drawing the hair details, her ears, her mouth, and her dress. So let's start with her mouth. So we're going to draw lips. So how I like to do this is I'm going to kind of draw a line where I want my mouth to be. And they draw her with lips, but we can kind of make her mouth however we want. So I'm just drawing a cute little line. And then if you want to add lips, just kind of curve up and around. And then for the bottom, you can just kind of do like a hint of a bottom lip, like the letter U. Okay. And they never give her a nose. We're going to give her a nose. We're going to do like a little U shape right there. Okay. Now for the ears, we're going to make like a half heart on one side and then a half heart on the other side. And these should be equal with your eyes. If you feel where the corner of your eyes are and you bring it over, it is the top of your ear. Good. So now we're going to add hair details. So they bring lines kind of curving in from her hair. And you can do that. They also kind of add some curves up in here to her hair. I'm also going to do some down here to really show that this is hair. And I want to erase this line in between these little bangs and the top of her braid. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to erase some of these lines too. Cool. Now we're going to draw her body. So what I want you to do is make a line a little bit down from her head so there's a little bit of a space, and we're going to draw a triangle, and then we're going to draw a bigger triangle that kind of starts like right past the tip of this triangle. And I'm not going to go all the way to the ground because I need to draw her feet. And remember, we're making her very cartoony. Okay, good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase that where the triangles touch. Okay? And I'm going to make a line down to the top triangle. And then I'm going to curve the sides of the top triangle. And erase right where I curved it. And right at the neck. There you go. It's a little tricky, so take your time. And if you need to pause the video to get that down, go for it. That's totally okay. Now I'm going to do something, where these lines come, I'm going to make a couple of curves to kind of show the width of the hair. And then I'm just going to erase the line. You do not need to do this. This is more for my older friends. Okay. Awesome. So next, we're going to draw her arms. That's step number 6 down here. So what we're going to do is this arm is just going to come down. And let's just kind of do a ball at the end, okay? And this arm, we're going to kind of draw like a little sausage. And then overlapping on this sausage, we're going to draw another one, a smaller one. This is her elbow. And then we're going to draw a line up for her thumb and a line out for her hand. And guess what? Then we're going to erase all the lines that cross over that we don't need, like the wrist and the elbow. There you go. And if you really want to make this look like a hand, you can draw like a little rainbow shape for the thumb right there. Awesome. So that was step number 6. Step number 7 is drawing her dress and her braid. So let's start with her braid. Let's start by drawing a triangle that goes down to her wrist from her hair. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to make V's going down it. Okay? And at the bottom, we're going to put an oval. Sorry, guys, that's my cat running around. and then kind of a water drop. Now we're going to go back in and make the edges bumpy. Okay, and now guess what? We're going to erase the lines we don't need. Keep the bumps. That triangle we drew in the beginning of the hair was just a guideline, which means we're just using it to help us get proportions right, which is the size right. Okay, now for her dress, we are going to do a U from one shoulder to the other. And then we're going to do kind of a heart shape for this neckline here for the dress. Okay? And then we're going to give her little feet, which are little like triangles sticking out from her dress. You can probably make them smaller than that if you want. I kind of made mine big. I'll make them a little smaller. Make them cuter. Okay. Just little triangles. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to draw triangles going up from the bottom of her dress. These are the darts, that's what those are called in the skirt, that make it kind of flare out. And we're going to draw, so this is step number 8, we're going to draw her snowflake and her cape. So for her cape, I'm just going to draw a line from her elbow down to the ground and kind of bring it up to her dress. And then I'm going to draw a couple lines in there. Okay, and then for this snowflake, I'm just going to do how we learned, or do the snowflake how we drew it for winter time, for our winter festival. Good, and now I'm looking at her and I kind of want to fix her hair, so I'm just going to go in on this side and make it a little bit smaller. Now that I'm seeing all the proportions together, I'm thinking that side of her hair looks too big. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to fix it before I start coloring, because that is a good way to do it, is look and say, hey, am I happy with this? And if I think I could do better, then I'm going to go back and try to fix it. Okay, there we go. That looks better to me. Okay, so let's get coloring. I am going to start out with marker and then I'm going to go over it with crayon today. So I am going to start out actually outlining things and then I'll go back with crayon, okay? So I'm going to start outlining her face. Now, if you're going to do the whole thing in marker, don't start with black, please, because then you're just going to smudge black in all of your markers. But since I'm going to go over the marker with crayon, I can do this. It'll be okay. And then I'm going to color in her pupil. Remember to leave that little circle white, because that is the highlight in her eye. Okay. I'm going to be very careful outlining her eyebrows. If you would rather just color them in, that's a-okay. Get every part of her eye. Get her nose. I did a U, and I'm also going to do 2 little bumps for the nostrils. And now I'm going to go over her mouth. Okay. Now I'm going to go through and outline her hair, her ears, and I'm going to put another little loop in her ear to kind of show the inside of her ear. This is not necessary. Okay. There we go. Bring it up and around. There we go. So now I'm going to go through and outline her braid real quick. The famous Elsa braid. Okay. And I'm going to add some lines in it. They kind of go in towards each other when you have a braid, because the hair is being braided in on itself. And then we're going to outline that. Okay. So now let's outline her her outfit and her arms. I'm going to make her shoulders a little thinner. They kind of stuck out a lot, so I'm going to make those just a little bit thinner. And you can do that with the marker. Outline her arms. Oh, and I forgot to give her sleeve. That's okay. Guys, my cat's going nuts. Sleeve. Draw the arm, her hand. Draw the outside of her dress. Whoop. Whoop. This is a tricky one, everybody. I know it's tricky, but I know you can do it too. And I'm really excited to see what you come up with. Okay, so last we just have to outline her cape and the snowflake. Okay, now we can get coloring. Awesome. So I'm going to use crayons, these twist up crayons. Okay, so let's start with Elsa's hair. Elsa has very, very light yellow hair, blonde hair. So I'm going to just go through and color her hair. I'm not going to worry about outlining too much because I already outlined in black. So honestly, I'm just going to color it in. That's all. I'm not even really going to worry about outlining, as long as it looks neat. Now, don't forget to go around her ears, because her ears would not be yellow. Her ears would be her skin color. So your ears aren't made out of hair. Okay, let's do the other side. Okay, coloring her braid. And this actually goes a lot quicker for coloring because I'm not worried about outlining. Okay, there's Elsa's hair. Now let's color in Elsa's skin. Okay, I'm going to use the peach color to color in Elsa's skin. And again, I'm not really going to worry about outlining. I'm just going to color it in. If you don't have peach, you can just leave it the paper color. Sometimes they don't have a lot of different skin tones available in the smaller packs of crayons. So you can always just leave it paper color or color it in with marker or something. Okay, there we go. So now let's use, let's do her lips. So I'm going to color her lips in kind of a dark pink color. And by the way, you can color in Elsa however you want. I'm just going off of this picture, but if you want to make her look like she's wearing something else or look a different way, then go for it. I'm all about the creativity. So I'm going to take a light pink and just put light pink under, like light pink circles under her cheeks. They're kind of more ovals actually, to be honest. Okay. Now I'm going to get out the light blue and the dark blue because Elsa is all about blue. Oh, and there's super dark blue too. Beautiful. And purple. Okay, so I'm going to do the light blue around her eyes because Elsa in this picture has very light blue eyes. So I'm going to color those in. And then her, the top, like her, oh, I forgot to color in her neck with that peach color. Her sleeves and the top of her, like by her neck, that part is all light blue in this picture. And her cape is light blue. I'm also going to color in like her hair tie light blue. And then her cape going down off her side is light blue. Okay, these godets are going to go blue, these little triangles. And I'm also going to put blue around the snowflake, kind of glowing, and I'm going to kind of make it look like magic, like her ice magic. Okay, awesome. So now let's use the medium blue. I'm going to use the medium blue to do a little bit on the top of her eyes, just to make them pop. And I'm going to do her dress, this medium blue, the main part of her dress. There we go. Beautiful. And now I'm going to do her shoes this blue color too. Awesome. And some of the highlights. Or I mean shadows. There we go. So there's our Elsa, and I'm going to give her some more magic in the medium blue colors, like some swirls to kind of look like magic. And you can even do more snowflakes if you want in different colors to really make her look like it's cold and snowy. I'm going to add some dark colors for the Ice Queen. Okay. And I think that's it, guys. Yay, we drew Elsa together. That was so much fun. Thank you for joining me for today's art class, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.